I hope you guys can hear me with this. So, just a quick check here. Kind of pulling up some systems. I want to make sure that I can actually... if you guys can hear me, just feel free to sound off. Okay, so if you guys can hear me, let me know, because I can't quite tell at the moment. I'm just gonna go through a quick test here. This is a little weird, I'll admit. Can you hear me now? I don't know if you hear me through the camera or not. There might be a bit of an echo or something. I don't know. Actually, no. There's a... Never mind. There seems to be some kind of delay, but it's not really that noticeable. Anyways, konnichiwa minasan, welcome back. Ora kekeri shiraba. And we're back to playing, and back to our Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Of course, this is of the first game. But yeah, last time we had a stupid long fight against Cerberus that I did not anticipate taking so long. Seriously, even Victini didn't help me out that time. You weren't exactly helpful there, bud. But aside from that, we finally got to Deep Jungle, the world that got cut out from Disney for copyright reasons, which is weird since a lot of the books that they took for their movie properties end up still being used by Disney a lot, and yet this was the one they decided to get all uppity about? That's confusing. But in either case, we managed to make it to the camp, reunite with Donald and Goofy, and now we got a bunch of other things to do. So, I think I'm ready this time, and I even got a new shirt to go for the occasion. Just to kind of show it off real quick. A PlayStation shirt. How appropriate. Yes, guys, I got an official Sony PlayStation shirt, complete with your buttons. Now that is a pretty cool attention to detail, especially considering how on the control... I mean, it's actually oriented sort of the same way if you tilt the controller right. Just look at that. That's the orientation that they went with right there. Not bad, huh? And yeah, I probably will bring that up again at a later point, Pika, but I am not underestimating Cerberus again. Next time I go into a boss fight, I'm going prepared. Well prepared. So can you hear me? Just making sure. If you do, just respond. But either case, we're gonna get started here. Let's see here. Let's talk with Jane here. Apparently, Tarzan was raised in the jungle by gorillas. Yeah, no duh. That's kind of the idea of the game and all that. And yeah, thanks, bud. Communicating with him still isn't easy, but he's learning. Yeah, obviously. Here he talks with us kind of in the 8-man talk. You Tarzan, you Jane, and that sort of thing. Okay, good. So, he was speaking in Gorilla back there? Ah, that's right. You're looking for your friends. And yet, if you remember from last time, the only thing Tarzan was able to say about friends here was So, that's pretty much it, and then saying, friends here. See friends. But yeah, there's that, and now we can get started with this. He said Riku and Kairi are here, and one word I couldn't understand. I was just saying that. Why don't we try this? We'll show Tarzan some slides and see if any of them match with that word. Oh, so what happened to the slides? Now you see, this is where what happened last time helps. I actually went out and gathered up all the slides in the last episode if you didn't notice. It seemed kind of strange, but this is the reason for that. I wanted to be prepared. That whole thing was so you could get an idea of the camp, but due to timing, I was getting impatient with the Cerberus boss fight, and so I decided I'd just give it a shot and see what would happen. So let's give it a look and see. Hello. Now honestly, this could be one of many Disney castles. I don't know if that's the Beast's Castle or Notre Dame or something. I honestly don't know what castle that is, but it is a familiar Disney castle, it seems to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you find this image pop up somewhere else involving any other castle, let me know in the comments below. Or in the stream over to my, or, yeah, probably below me up here in the stream, but I can't quite tell. Yeah, I know, Pika. Well, I'll explain that in a bit. What's wrong, Sora? What? Nothing. This place. It just looks so familiar. I'm honestly not sure what Sora's talking about. I don't remember what world he would have visited where he saw a castle like that. That is a little bit strange, honestly. But how? I've never been off my island. Yeah, you see it, what I mean? Although, come to think of it, considering later games, I'm not gonna spoil, though, but, it's likely that he might be getting memories from somewhere else. But again, I'm not going to spoil. So if this appeared in a later game, try not to spoil it for anybody just yet who hasn't gone to this point, especially me, because I haven't played any certain games past Kingdom Hearts 2. So, yeah. And a lot of these other slides are basically stuff from the Tarzan movie itself, such as this image of this man proposing to a woman, which Tarzan tried to mimic later after the song Strangers Like Me. And some of these are just other slides. A mother and her baby, which isn't relevant. A gorilla. A picture of a galleon or some kind of ship. And fencing. Looks like it started to burn a little bit on the edges, though. That's a little strange. I don't remember that before.
Well, Tarzan?
Where are my friends, Riku and Kairi? Hey, I thought...
That leaves just one place.
Where?
Young
exactly?
man, we've been in this jungle for some time now. But we have yet to encounter these friends of yours. I'd wager they're with the gorillas, but Tarzan refuses to take us to them.
Really,
Obviously.
Mr. Clayton? Tarzan wouldn't hide...
Then take us there. Take us to the gorillas. Gorillas.
I think that worked better in the movie since he had a better way to work off of that, but I recommend you check out the movie yourself. Huh?
Tarzan? Are you sure?
Tarzan, go see Kerchak.
Kerchak?
He must be the leader. Perfect. I'll go along as an escort. After all, the jungle is a dangerous place.
Notice that sound effect and that grin. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, Clayton is clearly the bad guy here. And ironic because I think in the books, I think Clayton is technically Tarzan's last name, which is kind of strange when you think about it. But, I only remember watching this in one of the recent live-action Tarzan movies, which is an okay twist. But yeah. And yeah, Pika, I'm aware about the Heartless from Tarzan's world being moved over to Olympus Coliseum, which I still find bizarre, honestly. Because why would you find monkeys in Olympus? That makes little to no sense. If there were another jungle level, like if they went through the whole Jungle Book thing and had the Heartless pop up there, that would have made a lot more sense. But for whatever reason, they can't seem to get their jungle worlds after this game. Really weird. Anyway, let's go outside and see. Maybe we'll find out what else happened. Whoa, whoa! Okay, I did not see that coming. I totally forgot about the support fight. But basically, he's a lot weaker than in the mini-boss fight, but you can take care of him no problem. Whoosh! And off he runs. You're gonna come across him multiple times. Don't mistake that. Huh. Well, thanks for the attempt, Pika. It was worth a shot, right? Now, there's also a couple other things you can do around here. If you can find some notes around the place, you could probably... You can find some research notes throughout the... for some of these things around here, around the campsite if you can. I don't know where they would be, but it is worth trying to find them if you're interested. You can find recipe cards and some other items on the way. but you would probably need the training marks, and that's something I don't really have much time for unless... Okay, put potion in the pocket quickly. Actually, we might have time. See if we can explore real quick and find them. I kind of doubt we can, but it is worth trying to find. Light the stove, be careful, and then put in a potion real quick. Do we have any? Not just a mega potion. Let's see. Do we have any other? No, we don't have any. We'll worry about that another time. So for now, we could just explore the area and take a look. Well, actually, we'll head to the bamboo thicket later, because I think it's better to explore that when you got more time. And for this case, I'm just going to head right back into the tent. Pardon me if I'm looking down. I'm also multitasking with something else. It's mainly for during the cutscenes when there's nothing really crazy going on. But for now, it's nothing really bonkers. Yo, Sean! Good seeing you again. It's been a while. I probably should have gotten back to this sooner or later. Well, preferably sooner. Now, there's a couple ways you can get to the area up above. Actually, you can either go across this way to the Hippo Lagoon, or you can climb this vine. You can do it either way, but I'll just hop over this way, kind of show you how this works. For some reason, the hippos here vaguely remind me of, say, I think Jungle Cruise for some reason. I honestly have no idea why. Fortunate, and maybe it's because of the near static way the hippos move in this game, but seeing this hippo just goes up and down, it kinda is interesting in that regard. Okay, let's see. More Dalmatians. And again, the more of these you find, the more items you can get later. And of course, you can hop on these branches to get some items up above, but I don't know if I've got as much time. But it might be easier to get that out of the way right now. Let's see here. Yeah. Now, it may be easier in some cases if you get some other shared ability slate. That was pretty not black under the water. But anyways, Now, honestly, I'm pretty excited for both the Pixar worlds that are appearing there, but I'm a little questioning of... the design choices for Goofy and Donald in Monsters, Inc. I mean, I've anticipated the whole Toy Story thing ever since the Kingdom Hearts 2, I think? I could be wrong, but obviously they did have summons planned. But I see... And then again, they did have some scrapped ideas that didn't make it into some areas that appeared in later games. But it did work out. Anyway, I'm gonna head up above, and we're gonna do the climbing method. It is an interesting trick how you can go up here as an alternative to hopping across the hippos like that. But this does include a minigame that can be kind of pointless if you're really not careful. Just gonna go for a quick save because I do not want to waste my progress. Plus, I think it kind of makes a bit more sense doing it this way. Because this way it feels a lot more like Tarzan, honestly. I headed this way. And yeah, I do remember that, Pika. Stop that! There we go. The only problem with this is that you gotta be really careful about where you're jumping, and you could otherwise end up landing on a spot you don't intend to land on. There's a couple ways you could move about here, especially there's some treasures around. I don't remember for certain, but it doesn't appear to be any here. But you can jump down from this height down into the Hippo's Lagoon below. But for the sake of things, I am going to sit here. And I think we'll be getting a cutscene pretty shortly. Vines 2 is where it's going to be at. Yeah, here you go. The transition is more seamless when you're in this part. Enjoy. I'll be right back. On.
Kerchak, please listen to me. I know the nesting grounds are secret, but I trust them. You see, I want to help them because, well, they need us.
Oh, did you get that?
Kerchak!
You know, with these higher definition graphics, I'm just getting a notice at some of the textures of some of these models. It is a little interesting, to say the least. I did not expect that. Anyways, now we've got something else going on here. Well, you seem sort of distracted by something. Was he looking towards the treehouse? I'm still not good with that Donald voice. Huh. That's a little weird. Anyways, now we got, a couple other places we can go. I think, yeah, you see this here, you can easily climb this up, but now we gotta find a way back over to, whoops. Now, was it the data space in Birth by Sleep, Pika? That's the best reason I could come up with. And now we gotta find another way back up towards, how in the world am I gonna get back up there anyway? It is a little strange. Oh, that's right, I kind of forgot about that. Because, he was, intentionally designed after him, and he did have that jazz musician kind of voice to him. Okay, here we go. I think this is the way we go. So, climb up these vines. It's been a while, so we'll have to excuse me. Now you'll see these flowers, you can hit them, they'll do nothing, but if you use magic, they'll probably do something else. Flowers wilted. If you use magic...
See ya! Deep freeze! Thunder!
Yeah, some of these can do certain effects depending on...
Fire!
I think in some twists of it, you can actually see the color change. I could be wrong. And you will come back to this area at a later point, trust me. And I'm not going for 100%, so there's no reason I'm going for all these Trinity marks. So let's not worry about that. Inside, however... Oh, there's Turk. What's she doing up here? Uh-oh, I see what's going on. Donald? Oh, gosh.
What's the big idea?
Wait, Kerchak, please.
Ooh. Wow. That was, shocking. Clayton...
You don't understand. I was only trying to.
What?
A snake slithered by. You see, I saved that poor gorilla's life.
Clearly not. You're a hunter, man. We ain't buying it. Tarzan definitely isn't buying it. And that is an interesting trivia right there, Pika. He basically told them, don't read the book. And considering what I've read in a autobiography by former author and former Disney storyboard artist Bill Peet, he actually recalled something similar to that. He basically heard from Disney about that sort of thing, and they constantly were watching some of these other... I mean, they were going through different draft after draft with the storyboard, and Disney was actually kind of PO'd about that. He was not happy with some of the drafts they ended up coming up with. And then they're like, you want us... I forgot what he said exactly, but he basically wasn't happy, and he basically said, hey, go check out this other storyboard or this other movie or whatever. And then Disney passed away shortly in the middle of the production for Jungle Book. That was the last Bill P. heard of him anyway. But, yeah. That was a little strange. Now, I'm trying to be careful because last time, I don't remember when Sabor would show up. It's kind of tricky to know. The Heartless don't show up until a little bit later into things. Just for the sake of things, I'm just gonna... Yeah! Just had to throw that off, just because. Anyway, we could also jump up here. No, it's not that easy. Nope. Yeah, I think at a later point you can come back here when you've got certain abilities granted to you, and you can just try out some of the moves yourself to get higher up. But until then, there's not really much you can do. And for the record, if you want to just come back up here the long way, you got this pathway here. There's not much for me to say. I'm not surprised, Peter. They had a couple anime adaptations of some shows. I mean, even Lilo and Stitch had a anime adaptation, although it was more like... I mean, actually, Stitch had a few different animated adaptations in other languages and countries, but it's basically just, what if Stitch landed in this country instead of landing in Hawaii? Which, the Stitch anime was a little iffy from what I hear, but I hear that the Chinese adaptation, where he actually lands in China proper instead of in Hawaii, is actually done in a much better light, from what I understand. I could be wrong, I only saw like one trailer of it, but people are already praising that more than they were the Stitch anime. And wow, that is... Anyway, Jungle Slide! Anyway, it's a shame that and that when it came to Tarzan, the Disney movie ended up being the one that was hated, or like, it had for legal issues, because it actually did a lot of creative things. Like, everybody knows the Tarzan that rides on the, Tarzan that swings on the vines. But I find it creative how Disney decided to go with the angle that he was tree surfing. I don't think there was this much moss on all the trees that allowed him to do that, but that was a nice twist. And now we're going... Oh. I know he's here. I know. Where is that? Oh, there he is. Ah.
Come on!
There we go. Ah. Beating Sabor every time does give you some extra experience points, so finding him and taking him out will definitely help. Now let's go for a quick peek here and see what's up.
How could you do such a thing?
Now, Miss Porter, as I told you, I was not aiming at the gorilla.
You are not to go near the gorillas again.
Oh, because of one mishap. Come now. Huh?
Yeah. Also, funny trivia note. Except for these static faces, when they get more expressive, like Clayton here, they actually have different animation styles and lip syncing based on the language spoken. They have different motions for Japan.
What am I doing with these imbeciles? Blasted gorillas! I'll hunt down every last one of them! I'll track them down somehow. I'll stake my life on it.
Yeah, again, because of the facial motions here for Clayton are in the English version, it's different. But in the more animated ones in Japan, there are obviously different lip syncing. So yeah, someone's going up here. So, anyway, yeah, we all know, just for a brief second here while I save the game and check something out here real quick. Just give me a second here, guys. Okay, so kind of explaining what Pika is trying to say here a little bit. We all know about the weird debacle or rights issue sort of scenario when it came to Tarzan. Some issue with the copyright holders of the book or something. And that basically meant that whenever other properties were made after the early 2000s or something, they couldn't make any more of that. They had a couple Tarzan TV shows, or one Tarzan TV show, some Tarzan direct-to-DVD movies, one that was kind of a pilot for the TV show itself, and one that was a prequel to the original Tarzan. But after that, nothing really came about because of those copyright issues. So when Pika and I are working on our own adaptation of this, based on something else that we'll see later, where the question is, well, what if this character was real, or like, real enough in this person's memory? Then we basically decided to kind of modify things altogether. We did add in some references here and there, of course, as to be expected. But we actually changed up this world. So when we had Tarzan's world, we ended up making our own version where we ended up doing a crossover with another story we were working on, which we don't really do. We were just planning on this being its own standalone story at first, but when we decided we would do some crossovers, we decided we'd do something a little interesting. Because since this point, Disney had acquired many other properties, and as you may know, obviously we've got all the Star Wars movies, and especially all the Marvel properties. Disney owns the rights to all the Marvel properties now, or a lot of them, unless I'm mistaken. Because they recently did buy out a lot of the Fox characters, including X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool even. Sorry for mentioning that, Pika, but I had to make context for that. But what we decided to do is we actually incorporated a crossover between that Kingdom Hearts story we're working on with our own adaptation of Spider-Man. So we're basically putting Kingdom Hearts and Marvel together in that kind of dream crossover. It's not as epic as you would have expected it to be. It was just like a minor skirmish where we had, like say, Dr. Octopus kind of show up a little bit. He briefly had control of the Heartless or something. And then Sora and the gang were just trying to find each other and see if they could find Kairi, especially Sora and the other character that we included. I'm not saying who it is just yet because we have not been introduced to her yet. This is still the first game. I know it's kind of pointless for me to be saying that now, but I want to make sure that you're watching the series. I want you to be in the same loop as many people were when we first saw this. There's just tidbits of trivia here and there that we might bring up, but if it spoils the story, I am not mentioning the characters' names yet. So that one character is going to remain anonymous until we actually see them. I thought I heard somebody. Anyways, let's get back to the game proper, because now we're going to experience something that we hadn't seen in a bit, and will finally allow us to get some EXP. Because we've only seen Sabor for a while, and now...
Heartless!
Huh. Okay, so now these... What's interesting is that these monkeys, again, like a lot of Kingdom Hearts, and like a lot of Heartless before, a lot of these monkeys, a lot of these Heartless, had basically gotten recolored designs. So, originally the monkeys in this variant, in the original game, were all grays and weird shades of blues. And so now the minor mission is we're going to have to go to each of the different areas and rescue all the apes from the Heartless. Which is a good way to get experience, and it's clever, I'll give them that.
Come on! Come on!
I like how in some cases you actually, when you're, depending on the distance, you'll activate that move. So that's kind of clever now that I realize that. And yeah, obviously, for whatever reason, you're getting more gummy blocks. Now, obviously, for those people who do like those gummy block missions, it is going to be helpful. And in later, in Final Mix here and other versions of the game, they try and give you reasons for why you should bother with those in the first place. But honestly, the only reason about that in the first game was just creating a clever idea for customization. And that was honestly, the best thing about that. And I couldn't even come up with it for the life of me. The customization mechanics of the gummy chip missions are atrocious. Okay, that was a weird entrance, Muck. But yeah, again, we're not gonna spoil much about that. Keep an eye on this area. We will come back here along with the other area that we were just at.
Come on!
Because this area is a little small right now, but once we come back to it later, you'll see how it can kind of be put to our advantage later. Possibly. Now, I don't use it very much, but this area is kind of blocked off at the moment. It is going to be somewhat expanded later, but you'll see why. But wait, you had a TARDIS, dude? I didn't know that. Oh, I must have been out of this game for quite a while. Oh, okay, fair enough. What, are you some kind of Time Lord or something, Muck? Because I don't think you would gain access to that unless you, I don't know, stole the thing. And the Doctor would not approve, man. The Doctor would not approve. Then again, he did kind of steal his in the first place, so I don't know what the problem is there. Anyway, I am just gonna keep attacking these Heartless as needed to kind of grind up. Again, some of these Heartless have some interesting color changes for the final mix version. This color was actually previously used on the female variants of these monkeys in the first game. So I don't know what happened here in that case, where... Okay, we got the Shadow Hearts popping up. Okay, so now those... See those pink monkeys there? Those are actually the ones that have the colorations of the original monkeys. That have the colorations that the original monkeys had. So that was a little strange. I don't know why they decided to do that. But, okay, I'll stop doing that. These pink ones are called Bounty Wilds in this game. I mean, each Heartless has their own different names and species. So the ones that we just saw were the Bouncy Wilds, and the ones that were, the male monkeys, those are called Power Wilds. What's strange is that the Power Wilds have the grayish color scheme, and the Bouncy Wilds have the ones that the Power Wilds in this game have. And